field here. Stephen Johnson trying to get around him. This is the Shell Helix replay.
Oh yeah, this is Ingle at the start here. Right, let's have a look. Hopefully we'll get a look at his eye view to see. That's obviously him going over the curb.
Well, you can...
Right, okay.
Well, there was about 4 or 5 cars stuck.
Yeah, stopped on the left-hand side. Look at the back of, who's that, Crompton's thing, is it? Oh.
And the Gold Coast 600 is underway. Good start from McConville. Jacques Villeneuve finds himself squeezed in the middle of the track, but he pops through. The 97 Formula One world champ under attack straight away. Luke Youlden has hit the wall.
And front left steering damage for Luke. It's going to have to come in that car, so it's all over for him very early in the piece.
And there goes Villeneuve. He's spun around in the Bottle entry. This will be carnage. Whack! Oh, it's Dodgem car stuff.
That was Will Power into Villeneuve. Look at that, cars everywhere. Have you ever seen anything like this?
That was 2 FPR cars together there too at one point.
Into a rhythm now. Keep going.
That's the original damage from Will Power's car. Will Davison is locked up in that. Car 10 as well.
That's Mika Salo.
Flag, safety car boards and flag, safety car move out onto the circuit.
And there's an unsurprising call.
I've never seen anything like that.
Look at the mess down here at turn 4.
But it was actually caused by Luke Youlden with Villeneuve.
This is race control. That's race director Tim Schenk in the middle. It's at top of a shock absorber on the left rear.
Pretty bad, so they'll be there soon.
It's game over for that car, and that's 2 race meetings in a row, and you can imagine the thoughts in this garage here.
Okay, here we go. Now keep your eyes on the right-hand side of the screen.
It's moving. That car was moving.
Because you're looking at Jacques Villeneuve. He's going to get squeezed here. Now on the left-hand side of the screen, Luke Youlden will pop out, but hit the wall and then make contact with Villeneuve. Big contact, in fact. Youlden goes screaming by. They get through the chicane. And then by the time we get down here to the hairpin left-hander, you watch this.
So Jack gets centre punched. Oh, actually, did he do it on his own initially? And it's hard. We need the other view.
No, he absolutely did, but he was all crossed up anyway.
Oh,
I mean,
that is big contact. And see, Villeneuve wouldn't know where he was. You just don't know where you are there because there's no vision.
So Villeneuve will get through on the right-hand side, and he does lose it all by himself down at turn 4. So this is the view on board Luke Youlden. This will be one hell of a ride. A ride that he did not want.
In the middle of it all down at the Big Pond hairpin, Villeneuve also picked the throttle up like you do sometimes when you're trying to steer out of an accident, and that nose that you watch the green car, he picks the throttle up here, see the blue smoke, he's bagging it up here, and he actually ends up driving headlong back into the pack.
So he drove straight into car 8. He drove straight into Andrew Jones.
But did he get hit? Did he get hit? Okay, here we go.
He may have got a little nudge here.
So he might get a bump because he got unloaded. There you go. He got hit. Yep.
Yep. So he did from car 33. So Greg Ritter's just given him a little touch on the way through.
And then straight in goes Will Power. Straight to the back of him was Owen Kelly. There's cars everywhere.
The effects were felt 6 and 7 cars back there, so that's all a bit ugly.
Just did a quick count. There was 12 cars sitting there at the end of that shot.
Oh, there's been a big crash on the front straight.
Yeah.
Look at those. Look at all those marks.
There's debris everywhere. I mean, look, there's glass and panel damage everywhere along the front straight. The question is, whose car did it come off? Shouldn't be too hard to find. It'll be the car with 3 wheels on it.
It's a big crash.
Team BOC, car 8. Look at that. The rear's gone. Well and truly gone.
That's just spun because it's just got no brake pedal. Oh, that's Scott Dixon. And that's Andrew Jones. Here we go.
Oh, he stopped. What on earth's happened there?
What has happened there?
He stopped on the front straight. And Scott Dixon's had nowhere to go but straight into it. And that wheel has been cut loose. In fact, 2 wheels. Another one went flying down, so one's come off car 7 as well.
The wrong thing to do, or should they have not been hard up it? Really shouldn't have been hard up it. No one obviously told them where the safety car was.
I don't understand what those messages are. Here's Andrew Jones.
He's just crawling along, and
So maybe Andrew's trying to slow down to find his spot under the safety car.
Yeah, Kim Jones bailed me up in pit lane just a minute ago. He said, can we get a look at the car 8? Because they felt that the exhaust was wrapped over and it was affecting its performance. So maybe there's part of the drama there. See what we can dig up.
So what they're doing is the exhaust comes out the left-hand side of the car. They've slowed up to drive up near the fence so one of the team guys can have a look at it, whilst the safety car has come out thinking that would be okay. Everyone's going slow, but everyone was still going fast as the wheel's still rolling along. Everyone was still going fast because they haven't caught the safety car yet.
What a bizarre incident.
Oh, that was very strange. Never seen anything like it. So Scott Dixon makes heavy contact with the back of car 8.
here's the reason why one of our new bollards has broken. There's been a lot of very solid contact. And I sort of have to make the point, there's been a lot of chat about them this weekend as they bring Tander back in once again, and they're actually slipping Ryan back in the car in order to meet this requirement. That compared to years gone by, where I think everybody universally, not only here in the paddock and in the cars, but probably at home as well, is a bit unimpressed by the notion of rotten old tyres delineating the middle of a corner. This is early days, but the right step towards trying to fix the problem. This is a Mark 1 version at the moment. A lot of time and effort's been spent trying to get these right, and the electronic marking in the road, the loop in the road, together with the bollard, that'll evolve into being the right thing in time for sure.
Well, it's got to the stage now where that bollard's been chopped down enough to cause a problem, quite possibly a puncture.
Or what it'll do is, with it only at that dimension, the cars will jump right across it. Yeah. So the reality of that damage means that you can use the curb too hard.
And the other reality is that Jamie Wincup's massive lead is now whittled away under the safety car.
Oh, here we go.
Contact!
Yeah. Contact, Murph.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a bad one.
That is massive.
That's blocked the whole of pit lane.
Blocked the lane, guys. They had to pull Mostert back because he got stuck behind Coulthard, and then they released him straight, obviously, into the weight of Rick Kelly. And now Coulthard is stuck as well. It is chaos in here. The 88 is now moving, which is going to release Coulthard.
How's Courtney pushing Hazelwood through the pit? This is chaos.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous. That's what it is.
Yeah, he's got reverse gear in the pit lane. You can't do that for sure. So he grabbed reverse then, Mostert, so he's in trouble. That's a debacle for Tickford. They messed the stop up because they were going to jump Van Gisbergen, and then they have that go on.
The rubbing guard, mate, rubbing guard.
Big moment in Adelaide as a result of everybody jumping in to take advantage of the safety car triggered by Jack LeBrock at turn 11. And then there ended up being chaos involving this man, Chaz Mostert and Rick Kelly. There was contact in the lane that left Mostert at 90 degrees to the road. So he may well have a puncture now. They're in conversation with him about it. We think he had to grab reverse in order to be able to manoeuvre the car, which you're not allowed to use reverse in the pit lane. And it's rare that you see that sort of contact. Watch this. It's Kelly on the right, straight into the B pillar of Mostert, and just bulldozed Mostert into the wall.
So Rick's kept on serving him up. Rick could have got out of that, but he didn't. So he kept on pressing on. He's parked him. And then the only way, what it does now, it's completely blocked. So everybody's trying to get around this. This is a very dangerous scene. This is certainly not something we'd like to see.
Well, the Red Bull crew are trying to get their gear out of the way so they don't get run over by somebody. And then they're effectively turning the pit lane apron where you work into a bit of racetrack, which is a bit spooky.
And now Van Gisbergen. Oh, my God. So Mostert there, he's got reverse. I'm sure at some point he has to get...
No, I don't think he did, actually, looking at the...
Well, how did he get backwards there?
Someone...
Okay. Start.
Okay, that's early in the game. Rightio, sorry.
So he's got to have got reverse. He can't go backwards.
I assumed he'd been pushed, but...
Yeah, you're right on that, Scapey. Absolutely, he's got reverse gear for sure. And you're right also, Rick Kelly, I watched him, he was bulldozing absolutely into the side of Mostert. He didn't back off for a very long time until it was way too late. Everyone really on edge down here in the lane. Mostert just leaving now. A little bit of damage. They changed that tyre, pulled a bit of a guard out on him, but it's all over for Chaz for the rest of the day.
So that was live on the right-hand side there. Mostert in getting repairs. But this is just lazy. This is bad. He's released straight into the line of Rick Kelly. Now, Rick did not help. Rick could have got out of the throttle at some point, and that wouldn't have been like that. So check this out. He had to get caught. He got caught with the tyres there from DJ Tempensky. Straight in, bang, and then press, got him parked. So there's some fault there with Rick, but for sure he's got reverse to drag it back. Thanks, Murph, for clarifying. That was the thing that got him caught. Now, what I said before about the Tickford situation is, firstly, they short-filled him to get by Van Gisbergen. That didn't work.
Van Gisbergen is the leader. We're showing 9 laps remaining. Oh, my goodness, there's a fire there at Brad Jones Racing.
That's car. Nick Percat's car is actually still on fire. They actually need to get some extinguishers. The teams that down that far end, Red Bull Racing and Shell V-Power are there with extinguishers to put it out, because obviously there was a massive ball of flame in the lane of BJR, and everyone has run to the attention because Nick Percat's car was still burning.
Fantastic response from all those people from other teams,
amazing.
Greg.
They were first on the scene.
Sensational level of collaboration there with all of the teams. There's people from Red Bull, from DJR, Tempensky, they're everywhere.
Now, this is at the pit lane exit.
Yes.
So I thought it was back at the garage at BJR, but it's further down the road.
And it was both. It was both.
So there was fuel on the road.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it started as he was about to drop the car. They dropped the car, and the flames then caught on the ground and then attached themselves to the car as he drove away. So it was just the timing thing, but a massive spillage down here in the lane, boys.
So has it punched the back off the fuel filler? And
yes, it has. Exactly right. You can see it on the rig there, boys. So it is the feed line. Actually, the feed line has come off the nozzle.
Oh my goodness me, that's a ridiculous amount of fuel.
Yeah,
never see that, do you?
There's we've got a camera here, actually, boys, if you want to.
Now it starts because the flame come off the start, Murph.
Yeah.
So what interrupted it was the startup methodology.
Yeah, so I didn't realise you were watching the vision there. So you could actually see it. Rihanna and I were standing here watching it right at our feet, and it was pouring out of the hose before they connected it. Out it came, but what I wanted to say was a remarkable response by the firemen around here. I mean, they ran right into it, because the great danger was going straight towards the fuel coupling on the towers.
Yeah, and then Red Bull and Shell V-Power Racing went out and assisted Nick in the pit lane. Here it is from the other angle. So the coupling has come unstuck, and then fuel's gone everywhere. And as he's kicked the throttle, it's ignited, but the back of the car's up at this stage. So these are live images on the right, replay images on the left, and they're getting him back in the car to see whether they can get him out there and get him going again, believe it or not.
So we're 30 seconds to time certain +1 lap, I think. And the other thing that's come up is that car 99 has to be in front of car 55.
So to your point.
So that control line implementation, they're going to move De Pasquale in front of Mostert.
So 16:48 plus a lap is the time certain time, and the clock in front of me is showing 16:47.8 right now to the second. So we're going to finish under the safety car. I've just been informed. Here's the replay again. This doesn't take a lot of fuel to make that kind of mess, and all credit to the CAMS marshals who have jumped on this together with members of other race teams, including the Walkinshaw Andretti United guys there as well. So Shane Van Gisbergen is going to win this race. What a day. What a day in Townsville. Races 26 and 7.
There's
water on the road from where they've whacked the tyres.
So dangerous.
We seem to have some water on the track at the exit of turn 3.
That is so dangerous.
So the water will be in the tyres, and I presume, or maybe it's some other issue actually. No, it's further down the road, so I might have to eat my words on that. But you've heard the CAMS race director Tim Schenken call red flag as they get to the bottom of this. That's a lot of water.
This is something that's actually happening outside of the racetrack, and the water's flowing in under from that drain. There's actually a storm water drain right there, and it's flowing out from that zone.
Okay, so it's not what I thought. Often what happens is the tyre bundles can carry water if you get a bit of overnight rain. But that was the reason why James Courtney had it all lit up, and he just taken the car again back from Jack Perkins, who himself had a little moment, but That's actually going to be an ice cream headache to resolve, because that's a pile of water down there and it's running. There's a lot of units and buildings just in behind that fence.
That's a lot of water.
And it's actually very tight in that area. I know you've been involved in a lot of the consultation around the track construction and safety here over the years, but there's very little space in behind that particular wall, which is why the circuit's configured like it is there.
Yeah, so we've moved that. When we shortened the racetrack, we moved that wall about 600 mil further towards the apartments.
You didn't bust a pipe while you were doing it, did you?
But possibly. But there's definitely behind there, that is a serious amount of water. And we've already made the point that it's wild enough without that drain overflowing. Have a look at this. As soon as you touch this water, it'll make the car burst into wheel spin.
Well, you can end up whacking that outside wall, which James
Totally.
very nearly did. So car 7 on the replay, Andre Heimgartner's driving that car at the moment. It's the best placed of the Nissans and in 10th position, but it's left a pile of standing water there. So it is our opportunity to do what we frequently do in these circumstances, to say thanks to all of the volunteers that make up our championship events. A huge number of people in administration and corner workers, flag marshals, safety intervention, fire marshals, a whole pile of people. So we really deeply appreciate the efforts. Maybe that's the culprit. Let's go to Andrew for a bit of an update from the lane. Fastest in the first sector, which was McLaughlin.
We're hearing that he's got a roaded front tyre on, so that may have actually hurt the original grip level when he first turned the wheel at that first chicane. He gets through the fast chicane without a curb hop, so that's great. As you look at the tension in the garages, Moffat looking on, Alex Premer with Scott McLaughlin, and he's in the fence! He's in the fence hard at turn 11. That has hit the fence very hard.
Buddy, you okay? Yeah, all good, mate, all good.
Yeah, that has gone in hard. Now, it's such an easy place to overrun. That was where Van Gisbergen had the big brake lock.
Wow, what a tough scene for them at Tickford. And that's pretty significant damage. That's going to be difficult to turn around. Good news, Chaz is okay. But a subdued completion of the Armour All Top 10 shootout, which is going to net an Armour All pole for Scott McLaughlin, moves his tally mark onto 16, which equals his season best in 2017. Here's the replay. He turned it in from very wide. He caught the curb.
Inside fence.
He got the fence on the left. He caught the curb, and then you can actually hear it in the background. We'll probably run it for you again. This is the other angle from the exit of the corner. Look at the amount of concrete dust it brought up. That is a nasty hit. That will have hurt.
Yep.
Belts will have grabbed him. Here's the chopper shot from the Burson Auto Parts.
Bang.
Chopper overhead. Just turned it in, mistimed it ever so slightly. Listening. Just an eye blink once you make contact with an inside wall, and he would be filthy with himself. Listen to this. You hear the snick in the background. It's just plucked the left front on that concrete wall, brought up the dust, and then fires it heavily across the road into the wall. Now Brody's going to threaten this, and we've got huge trouble here for Hill. And the SP Tool Cars has been absolutely totaled. Red flag, qualifying 23. And another car, Reynolds, is going to blow this. And there's junk on the road, and that's another destroy. That was a new car at the Gold Coast. So Hill and Reynolds, catastrophe in Adelaide.
And half his car's destroyed as well.
So there's oil on the road for sure. You could see the distressed look on all of the technicians' faces there in the Matt Stone Racing garage, but have a look at that, at two destroyed Camaros. Now, there's absolutely something on the road that's caused, David, we didn't see what happened with Cam Hill, but for David to have spun before he got there, something disastrous has occurred in that meterage leading up to where that car was parked.
Now, the other chassis that preceded this one that David drove at Bathurst got heavily damaged. You can see the look on Charlie Schwerkolt's face there a moment ago to Team 18, and just making sure that Cam Hill is okay, and that's good news. Onboard shots, David Reynolds being the gentleman just to make sure that his fellow competitor's okay as he safely vacates the car, and that's good news for all concerned. But turn 8 has bitten, and it's bitten big. And that's a lot of damage, and shame to see that much. And that you can just the look on the faces of everybody at Matt Stone Racing. They know what sort of a night they're in for, Chad.
I'm just down at Team 18 and we've got a camera in here. I might see if I can get Charlie. The good news, Charlie, clearly everyone okay down there, but I just want to hear your thoughts at the moment. You have a bit of a hot rod in practice and then you see this before you even really get to the fast laps.
He's been on all weekend and he's been so fast. He's been incredible, and I just thought we just need a little bit of luck and then someone else's mistake and we go into it, which is really disappointing. And anyway, he's good, he's fine and all that sort of stuff, and rebuild the car and get it going again. It's a brand new car, as you know, and yeah, so gut-wrenching. It's cruel.
Did you hear on the radio anything about the track conditions down there or anything that may have caught Dave out?
No, look, Rossi said red flag, back off, and probably, you know, he did, but just a bit too late.
Oh, mate, unlucky. Heartbreaks for you.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Matt Stone, I mean, your face tells the story. There's nothing that we can say. Do you have any more insight into what happened?
Look, he just hit the wall at turn 8. You know, he came over the radio saying sorry, and I think the video speaks for why. Look, it's disappointing. I think we've got pretty quick cars, so we'll just have to build it up and see what we can salvage for that side of the garage.
In terms of, I mean, it's so early in the piece, but do you think that's a possibility that you can rebuild this car?
Look, we've certainly done it before. Yeah, we'll have a crack. It's certainly a big one, but you know, we've got a lot of truck full of spares and a long night ahead of us.
Thanks, Matt. Really appreciate your time.
No worries.
Tough deal there for Matt Stone, owner of that team, Matt Stone Racing. So this is Richie Stanaway. So we saw the damage on that car. Didn't realise that he'd made that level of contact with the concrete wall on the outside at turn 8. Now, was that a contributor, I wonder? Is there anything on the road that's actually plucked it up off the deck? It's such a high-risk height. Oh, he got hit the curb on the inside.
Yeah.
And has slammed it in, and that's a lot of damage on that car.
So we just saw the buckled wheel. We didn't understand what that was. Oh, insane. But a lot more of it. So Cam Hill got the inside curb with a lot more vigour, which fired it straight across the road. Now, I wonder what's happened. You can see the oil. There's a heap of oil coming out of that car. There's a trail that you can see there. But I wonder what happened with David, because he must have gone in the fence by himself prior to that.
Yeah, there may be some junk on the road, as you were suggesting. Here we go. This will tell a bit of the story.
He got the inside wall, but
three highly experienced drivers all clobbering the curb at the apex there at turn 8, and then just pitches them into that outside wall. So that's a startled David Reynolds. That onboard image is so telling, Garth.
It certainly is, Neil, and it really shows just how quickly it happens. When you clip that inside wall, the journey to the outside wall happens in a heartbeat. I'm at Penrite Racing, and they've got a complete corner ready to put in the rear of Richie Stanaway's car. There's actually an upright, an axle, a drive shaft, the whole lot going into that car, and a front corner as well. So they're hopeful with this long red flag to rectify Richie's car. But I've never seen 3 drivers make the same mistake within the first, within 20 seconds. It's incredible.
Underscores the level of pressure and intensity that's going on out there at the moment. It's interesting, you and I had a personal conversation after I had some fun down there before it turned 1, 2 and 3 observing. And the thing that, from an overarching standpoint, that I found really interesting was how on the edge everybody was down there in that previous practice session. Yep. There was nothing left. And so evidence of it here, unfortunately, turn 8 today. So the order, frozen in time at the moment as we eat into the red flag stop time. Will Brown, Cam Waters, Tom Randall and Brock Feeney, as we continue to look at these replays, and David Reynolds in the trading entry now about to collect the stationary Cam Hill car. Then it's Courtney, Payne, Love, Evans, Jones and Fullwood. So the Brad Jones Racing cars mixed up in there. Stanaway with damage that Garth has just described in 11th. Kostecki, Heimgartner, Davison. Remembering there's a heap of people that wouldn't have actually completed a proper lap at this stage. And they're bringing that Penrite car back in here on the replay to see how much damage is down the left-hand side of that car. So Heimgartner, Davison, De Pasquale, Wood, Murray, Winterbottom, Percat, who's on that lap mark when the red flag came out. He'd done the best job in the middle sector at that point. So there'll be a heap of those sorts of tales to tell as well. He's the best cameraman in the house for us at the moment, Will Brown, with eyes on what's going on with the front 2. Oh, we've got trouble, unfortunately, for Matty Payne at 11. He's chucked it straight into the barrier and is going absolutely nowhere for the moment, unless he can grab and grind his way into reverse, which he's trying to do. But sometimes you've got to rocket forward in order to be able to engage reverse. Now he's done it, but is it trapped? Race control will hesitate until they know whether or not he's clear.
It's in there now.
Okay, mate. Just got to wait to get towed out now.
had a go. And it has triggered.
And flags.
So we've gone yellow. So turn 11, left-hander in behind the pit paddock, unfortunately trapping Matt Payne, and that's the rear view from his car. And he would have brought a lot of confidence into the race
10,
today.
9,
and
8,
this is the trigger to
7,
bring the cars down to the
6,
prescribed speed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Limit is enabled.
And they push a button on the wheel now, and it's effectively like the kind of speed control you have in the pit lane. Watching the top 4 cars here all launch with precisely the same level of acceleration, traction, and in the end, it was just the fact that there were 2 cars side by side, which represented the best part of 6 or 7 metres, and nobody was blinking. So for Chaz, let's do the gravel.
Exactly. So you don't often get away with this. Check this out. So he's very bold, aggressive, straight across there, and then across the gravel, and was able to pop back out. Now, a little jump at the start was almost a stall there for Mostert on the right, but he got away with it. And then have a look how close they are. Just nothing in it. It was rallycross.
It was.
It was.
And he'd already, once he got down there and Brock was underneath him, he had no choice. So he was going in there come hell or high water. Well, we had a couple of stabs at it. That clutch pedal, that is.
Yep.
So here's the viewpoint. Watch this. Tries to turn in. Car underneath him. Okay, let's go straight ahead. Bang! So it's bottomed out in the front shocks over the top of the bump there, and you can hear the thud go through the chassis.
Good job, Bud. And was able then to be on the inside for turn 4. So very aggressive to get through here like this. This is a beautiful shot of the slow-mo. Check him out as he does this.
And he's got a pile of steering lock on, so he's in the grey. He's got all 4 wheels off the deck. He throws through 2 of them through the gravel. And as you observed, brought some of it back onto the track to deal with on the next lap.
Now this, watch this. So when he turns it in, look how much he just gained there. He gained 3 car lengths in the first turn 8.
He threw it, and it slid.
Watch this. He almost made contact with the fence on the opening lap.
And he knew that in order to get through there quickly, it was going to give him the protection he needed under brakes at turn 9.
So this is probably now the Matt Payne scenario. He's on the outside. I think there's someone to his left. I think, yes, there is.
James Courtney,
and
I think it was.
Straight in. Yeah. James Courtney on the left-hand side. It's Percat,
actually. No, it's Percat. Yeah. Car number 10. Nowhere to go there, unfortunately, for Matt. And he tried to get in reverse. You could hear it grinding away as he was trying to select it. He's lucky he didn't get rear-ended in the process here. And unfortunately, that's triggered the safety car. And they'll have to go and retrieve it. It won't take too long to get that sorted.